G'day, have I got a story for you? Check the disclaimer. Season 1, Episode 21, Amused Lion. Previously, in the siphoning room, the man flicks the 3 machines on. Oh, now it gets hard. Continues. It is good that this is the precise moment that I have nothing else to concentrate on. That minute delay I caused was perfect. I have to wait for all the others to be ready for the rest of the plans to succeed. I keep my thoughts on the tests that I was put through today, to keep my mind off how awful this is. The card test was easy. Tell them the picture on each card from behind the wall where I can't see them. I know I got them all correct, even though they said that I got 2 wrong towards the end. They did this only so they could shock me whenever they lie and say that I got it wrong. I told them that lying to me and hurting me makes me think that I shouldn't cooperate with them at all. They stopped for a while, but then started again. When I could see they would say the next answer I give is wrong, I refused to answer. They shocked me anyway. They seemed to enjoy shocking me. They were both surprised that the wires burnt my skin. The mangler told me that it's because I'm not a real person, and a lot of other horrible things, similar to what the surface woman Lola says. But he was thinking that it's probably because of my sensitive skin. So it was just another lie. I am a real person. I am. I hope. They put me in a room and said that there's an invisible monster in there. I had to stay alive. It was pitch black. I could see nothing, and it would have been hard, except I knew what they were thinking. There was no monster. That was another lie. The room has things that can be used to hurt me, depending on which buttons they press and levers they pull. Knowing what they planned each time made it easy to avoid them all, except at the end, when they did all at once. I dived onto the floor in the only area that I just that moment found out from their thoughts would be safe. But I wasn't quite quick enough. My leg was badly cut. It hurt so much. They seemed satisfied when I was hurt, and that test was over. It was like they were waiting for me to be hurt. Why? They put a bandage on my leg that didn't really make it feel any better. In fact, it made it more painful, but it did stop it from bleeding. I was taken to a machine with large metal circles. I realized that the bandage was only to stop mess from getting on this machine. My wrists and ankles were strapped to the innermost circle. They did it so tight, and the circle was quite a distance from my wrists and ankles. It looked like it was made for adult-sized people. They spun me around and round and up and down for a long time, after telling me that it was a time machine, but only works on the best of the best. They watched for a while, but got bored when I showed no reaction. They were looking forward to me moaning and begging them to stop it. That was not going to happen. They left and told the woman who was in the next room, standing at the viewing pane, to contact them if anything happens. I felt sick and dizzy. I turned the machine off with my mind, but put the picture of it still going in the woman's mind. I'm not sure how I did that. Many mind things just seem to happen automatically when I think about it and decide to do it. I made the machines with paper coming out just duplicate what was already there. The cameras, I made them rotate away from me, and the stationary ones showed the same 5 minutes over and over again. And that was the easiest thing I could think of. The machine stopped with me upside down, so I carefully moved the ring I was strapped to with my mind, so I was upright. I took this opportunity to concentrate on other things. I had many plans, many things to do unbeknown to the mangler. The alarm was still sounding quietly, but suddenly got loud again, and the woman left. 3 minutes later, it got quiet again. It took a long time before the mangler decided to come back, and I used every second to accomplish the plans. I started the machines going and let the paper in the next room gradually and carefully resume taking the correct readings. The moment before the mangler returned, it was all back to normal. As the mangler took me down from the machine, he said that he was disappointed that I was still there and didn't go to the future in the time machine. I asked him, "Why do you lie all the time?" He asked,
"What do you mean? I don't lie."
"That's another lie," I told him. "This is not a time machine. That was also a lie. This is just a machine that moves you around a lot. You tell other people that it's to train astronauts for space travel. But that's also a lie."
"Quiet,"
he whispered, and held me up high against the wall, face to face with him.
"How do you know that?"
I looked him directly in the eyes, since he thought I'd be too scared to do so, and answered, "It is in your mind."
"You are to tell no one of these things except me,"
he half growled.
"Only me, no one else, and only when we're alone. Do you understand?"
"Of course," I answered. "That's not hard to understand." One test was to tell the mangler what people were thinking. He had scientists lined up outside the room. A few were amused, all were apprehensive, and many were fearful. One by one they entered the room. Those who seemed nice, well, as nice as these scientists can be anyway, I let them know in their thoughts that there's nothing to worry about. And to my surprise, most of them heard me. I didn't tell the mangler anything I thought might get them into trouble. I told the mangler everything about the ones who take pleasure in torturing and killing, just like him, all done under the banner of scientific experimentation. He was particularly interested in the ones who wanted to kill him and take over his job. He was also interested in those who wanted to kidnap or kill me. There were many other tests. I actually liked the one where I was told to move animals. We stepped through a swirling circle, a portal, and ended up at the zoo at night. I got to move the animals around in their cages. The first one, a cute little hairy creature, got a fright, but was fine when I showed him in his mind what was happening. I showed each animal what was going to happen in their thoughts before I moved them after that, so they wouldn't be afraid. Most of them were lovely, much nicer than people, especially the baby animals. At the same time as doing these simple things, I was also carrying out the plans, and everything was going well. I wondered how far I was from the facility. It was quite a distance. It's interesting that distance makes no difference. I was still carrying out all the plans easily. When it came to the lions, I brought the biggest male lion to the mangler over such a high fence, and he was petrified that I was going to put the lion down in front of him. He told me to put it back. The lion found it very amusing. I could hear the lions in the background the rest of the time I was there. It was as though they were announcing their triumph over the humans that hurt them. There were some humans they actually liked. That male lion's mane was magnificent. The mangler wanted to check if weight or size had anything to do with what I could lift or move. So we went to the elephants. Weight and size really had nothing to do with it. An elephant was as easy to move as a mouse. We left soon after that. I could see in the mangler's mind that he was thinking about the animals that I moved. He planned to kill many of them in front of me and make me hold the knife and get their bodily fluids all over me. Why does he think like that? I hoped that what was about to happen at his facility will make him forget those awful ideas and wondered if I could somehow make sure he's too distracted to remember. Is siphoning finished already? Oh, I see they only filled one bottle. Will they do another 2 like they do at the other facility? They're turning off the machines. Oh, maybe not. Oh, they don't know that 3 bottles are usually extracted from me. Well, that's good. I see they've got a small portion each for their own use. They're expecting me to be very tired. Actually, I am tired, but not as tired as after a full extraction. I was hoping they would turn the lights off so I could see the other bottles shine, but they have them all in cupboards here, so I wouldn't have been able to see them anyway. I continue with all my plans. Everything's still going well. I am now supposed to be taken to a memory room. Suddenly I hear a very loud noise again, and the woman gasps. Lockdown again. This is the 4th one. Elvar and Blas, who are standing either side of the door, open it for the lab assistants to leave. Fenella grabs my arm, but before she can jerk me off the chair, Elvar removes her hand and picks me up. Blas gets a blanket from the shelf, and he and Elvar wrap me in it. Fenella says to them sharply,
"What do you think you are doing? I am in charge here."
They ignore her, go to the side wall, and Blas presses a small unseen pressure plate. It moves inwards. A panel on the floor opens to reveal steps. Elvar carries me down, and Blas takes Fenella by the arm, and they follow us down. Blas presses the wall in this tiny underground room, and the portion of the floor slides back into place. This room is very small and contains one comfortable-looking chair, things to make coffee and some biscuits in sealed containers. There is also a telephone in the corner. Elvar puts me on the chair, and Fenella tries to pull me off so she can sit there, but the big men won't let her. Fenella reiterates,
I'm in charge here, not you.
Elvar and Blas both stand between Fenella and me on the chair, and she realizes that she can't do anything. After standing waiting for a few minutes when the alarm goes quieter, she shivers and says,
You could have at least grabbed me a blanket.
I close my eyes. I find that people often leave me alone when I do that. I am grateful to have some time to myself. It's easier to concentrate. It is time for the second and last lot of portals. It is much easier to do this while I am warm, wrapped in a blanket, with no one paying any attention to me. I open portal after portal, while simultaneously connecting to many minds in this facility, on the surface, and a few under the water. I wondered if I could coordinate so many things at once, but it is much easier than I thought it would be. Everyone involved, each doing their part, is making this all work exactly as I'd hoped. Even with some extras. So many people, I am so glad that I can help them all. This is what I live for, to help people. After a while we hear footsteps above and I open my eyes. We hear the panel slide across. Fenella immediately begins explaining that these two big men dragged her down here, and that she would have waited in the room. Elvar again carries me up the steps, followed by Blas, then Fenella. Mangala says,
Good job.
to Elvar and Blas. That's unusual for him. Oh, I see why. Then he asks Fenella.
What were you saying?
Fenella realizes and says,
Nothing important.
He looks at me suspiciously and asks,
Did she do anything odd while you were down there?
Fenella tells him,
She fell asleep.
No, I didn't. I shut my eyes so people would leave me alone. I wasn't asleep. The Mangler tells Fenella to take me to the memory room that Stella showed her earlier. I would like to keep my memories. I would prefer to remember everything, This is my life, and my head shouldn't hurt when I try to remember my own life. Although my life is not my own. 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 We approach the memory rooms with Elvar and Blaz walking behind us. We are walking past memory room 1, 2, 3, memory room 4. We are walking past them all. We go in a room right at the end where the sign says memory eradication. This does not look like an ordinary memory room. The room is huge, nothing like the memory rooms at the other facility. What sort of contraption is this? I check the thoughts of one of the scientists. This is not a room where they take away memories of being here. This is a room where they steal all thoughts and memories from minds. They take everything, then return only some parts of surface life memories, many of them altered. They also have manufactured memories ready to add. They call this a systematic memory purge. I brace myself while concentrating with all my strength to stop my body from shaking. Well, they're actually going to steal my memories, completely remove them. Can they really do that? How do they see them? How do they watch them, and how do they assess them? How can they only return to my mind what they choose? Why altered memories? Why completely fabricated memories? How am I supposed to know what is real and what is not? As they fiddle with the equipment, I can see that they are arguing regarding which setting would be best. I'm glad this is taking a long time. Besides, I need to make sure that all my plans are completed. Yes, just in time. I knew I would have enough time. How did I know that? Why are all those people dressed the same, entering the room and standing in the corner? Wait, has this happened before? Maybe not, although it does seem vaguely familiar. I wouldn't go as far as to say that I'm experiencing déjà vu, but I don't know. Maybe I saw this in someone else's memories. I'm just not sure. Oh, they're all going to connect to my thoughts. No, they can't find out my plans, and they can't find out what I can do. It will not be good if they know. All the people I've helped, these people and these scientists can't find out their destinations. No. What am I going to do? What can I do? All those people, they have to remain safe. They have to. They can't be found. I have to do something. Maybe if I stop my own heart from beating, if my body was void of life, would that stop them from finding out? Could they remove memories from a corpse? All at once, I suddenly know that I already have a plan in place for this. I don't know what that plan is, but I know that these scientists and people standing in the corner will not have access to my memories. They will only see what I allow. How do I know this? Oh, I am so relieved. It seems like from all 6 scientists' thoughts, I will only remember what they decide. Will that work on me?
You must hide what you can do.
How? Where is Ambrielle?
I'm right here.
Deep voice man?
I don't know him.
Abella, are you somehow here with me?
I'm not sure.
Alistair?
Who? Oh. I whisper in her mind. Little sweetheart, quickly. We need to commence code word silence.
Thank you so much for joining me with a cuppa. I appreciate your company.